What's up, Exiters? Today we've exited off here in Glasgow, Scotland.
So we're taking you to the City of the Dead. So you see the sign above says the adjoining bridge. This is also known as the Bridge of Sighs. And it's named that because it was used as a funeral processional back whenever they would have funerals, take the bodies in to bury them. And it connects the entrance to the inside of the cemetery.
Hey, as speaking of dead people, they have the coolest hearses here. Like, you probably didn't see it when we were driving by, but that thing was freaking sweet. Ours is like old and decrepit compared to theirs. Like the whole backside kind of raised up, and it was glass on top and on both sides. It was freaking sweet looking. I don't know if you guys will be able to read this, but it's pretty cool. The Merchant's House of Glasgow, to afford a proper entrance to their new cemetery, combining convenient access to the grounds with suitable decoration to the vulnerable cathedral and surrounding scenario to unite the tombs of many generations who have gone before with the resting places destined for generations yet unborn, where the ashes of all shall repose until the resurrection of the just, when that which is born, a natural body, shall be raised a spiritual body. That was a lot longer than what I thought I was going to have to read. Anyway, but the last part was the coolest. When this mortal must put on immortality when death is swallowed up in victory. That's kind of the part I was trying to get to.
If you notice, there's like two on each side. What are those for? Because it looks like little prisoner cells.
Yeah. Alright, so if you guys are ever in Glasgow and want to come to Necropolis, we suggest being in good shape. Not perfect sports shape.
I don't know what you're talking about, because like, I'm in good shape.
But in more shape than what we are, because it's a pretty good sized hill going all the way to the top, and we're a little exhausted.
I'm not even feeling it right now.
Is that why your sentence chopping? Anyway, that's just a little pro tip. Carry on.
So, as you can tell with the out of breathness, we're climbing a hill to get to the top of this. And originally, back when they were designing the cemetery, it was gonna be a catacombs, because back then it was super popular for grave robbing, and so they were trying to come up with a burial site that would prevent that from happening. So back in 1832, they come up with the Anatomy Act, which basically prevented people from coming and digging up bodies and selling them for medical science and whatnot. So they decided to do away with the catacombs that were going to be inside this hill, basically, and create what you see today. I feel like Rocky Balboa right now.
Yeah, that was some steep steps.
Oh. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bruh, my freaking calves are on fire. My lungs are burning. And my heart feels like it's gonna explode. Oh, people, let me tell you, if you're in shape right now in your life and you are smart enough to stay that way, do yourself a favor. Don't ever get out of shape. Continue to walk, jog, lift weights, row, whatever it is you do to stay in shape. Because when you get out of shape, it sucks. It limits what you feel like you can do without feeling like you're gonna have a freaking heart attack. Okay? So just do yourself a favor. Right here. Don't get out of shape ever.
So we've made it to basically the top of the hill, and this is a statue of John Knox, who sits perched pretty much at the highest peak, kind of overlooking the cemetery in the world below him.
Yeah, he's way on up there.
And man, does he have a good view.
That is a huge cathedral.
So I will say one thing, like, if you're one of those people that just like sees horrific incidences replaying in your mind, this would be a location where you could see one. Like, there's not necessarily a drop off, but it is like a drop off to the next level. And all I can see is like somebody backing over that and hitting their head.
That's why I just got yelled at. I was like 3 feet from this edge. And she's like, I thought I was about to step on something, and I looked down, I'm like 3 feet away from the edge.
I'm one of those, like, I'm okay with heights, but I just can't look. Like, I can't get to the edge like some people and look over or what. I have to stand a certain amount of footage back before I'm comfortable, and even then, I got one of these going.
Now, this coming from the person who has on their bucket list to go to the edge of Victoria Falls. Now, I don't know if you guys know where Victoria Falls is, but it's basically a waterfall that only at a certain time during the year, maybe like a month or something, does the water flow the least amount. Meaning it's slow and light enough to where you literally can go right up to the edge of this humongous waterfall and basically sit or hang half your body over like you're going to do a swan dive without worrying about the current pushing you to your death of like 270 feet, I think it is.
I don't know.
It's something astronomical like that.
Yeah, it's really high. I want to say it's like one of the highest waterfalls.
And she wants to do it, but she can't go to the edge of a little 8 foot, drop.
I picture me tripping. That's the thing. I'm like, I'm picturing me losing my footing. See, at Victoria Falls, I can just shimmy on my stomach. I ain't got to worry about no trippage happening.
Yeah, you only got to worry about getting pushed off the side to a like 200-300 foot drop versus a little 8 foot drop, whatever.
In its entirety, this cemetery is 37 acres big.
That's a good size cemetery.
There are 50,000 people buried here, but not everybody has a headstone or a monument or whatever.
Only the rich are famous, huh?
If you'll notice, a lot of the Celtic crosses, there's also Freemason symbols spread throughout the grounds that kind of went hand in hand with like some conspiracy theories they had about the place being built. to John Henry Alexander. This one has some really cool details. Like, I wonder, like, you see the girl over there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, she doesn't have a head, but I wonder if that's on purpose because she's holding the head in that hand. Or if there was actually supposed to be a head up there.
But if you look, there's also a head right there.
Oh, yeah, there's another one up there.
Maybe it's supposed to be missing a head because up under it says comedy. And it's got music and stuff. Maybe it's like a play thing. But it also looks like over here on this side, like something's missing.
It says, fallen is the curtain, the last scene is over. Favorite actor treads life stage no more. That one looks like an old Viking church.
Yeah.
And I'm basing that off of, you know, that building at Disney World.
Memory of the Very Reverend Duncan McFarland. Succeeded his father as minister of Dryman, 1792. Became principal of Glasgow College in 1823. Minister of something else, the original parish of Glasgow.
Really, no visit to a cemetery for us would not be complete without telling you some of the spooky tales that come along with it. Aside from this place being insanely beautiful to just come and look at, it does have a creepier side. One story going back to 1954 claims that there were about 200 children that snuck into the cemetery armed with stakes, bats, whatever kind of weapons they could get their hands on, because they were hunting a vampire down. You know, if you can check my shirt out.
Vlad Dracula?
Not this one, though. This vampire supposedly stood 7 feet tall and had metal teeth. A police officer was called to see what was going on in the cemetery, and the kids claimed they were here to hunt the vampire because 2 other kids were killed here by this so-called vampire.
Yo, is that where they got freaking Lost Boys? Is that what the Frog Brothers came from?
That's the Big Frog Brother pack.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been confirmed.
Big Frog Brother pack. Went from 2 to 200. Or no, dropped from 200 to
Yo,
2.
they lost members over the years. Can't be a Frog Brother for life. I mean.
I guess you could say they lost boys.
Wah, wah, wah. So I think we found where the vampire must have been staying, because it's a danger to keep out, and they got a gate around this large thing right here, this crypt. It's even got a big wooden door on the front of it right there.
I mean, if I was a 7 foot tall vampire, I would hang out in there. Be a nice little home.
I mean, it does reek of vampireness.
It's probably all decorated like from Hot Topic in there. So, aside from the vampire tale here, people have also reported seeing a lady in white, which I feel like is a very common ghost. Lady in white are always everywhere.
Well, they're all
Vengeful spirits.
yeah, usually, especially towards men.
But that's just based off of supernatural.
Right.
Not necessarily saying this one's vengeful. They do report seeing a little boy wandering around. And of course, you have to have your disembodied voices. And people have also reported that the statues that have faces on them will change expressions.
Oh, that would be cool. I got a couple of those. A couple shots of those.
Oh, I thought you were like talking about you had a couple of like statues of faces that change.
No. But it would be cool if they changed while they were on camera. That would be nice.
Like, I feel like if I saw one change a facial expression, it couldn't just be like a menacing one. Like, I'd need to have something like a...
Yeah. Like he goes to smile and he's missing a couple of teeth up front.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Thank you for this video.
Take 3.
For this video.
I know, start over.
Alright, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it here at Glasgow Necropolis. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for this video. I hope you have an amazing one. Keep it spooky. Later.